Welcome to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. Welcome to the Blah, Blah, Blah podcast. And on today's show, we have a great topic. Stay tuned. Hello to all of my chat family. How are you doing? This is Marlene of the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button, like, share, all of those things. Today, I want to talk about a topic that is a very important one, and that's of people who are control freaks. Do you know some control freaks? We're going to talk about it. First, we have to talk about, honestly, what is a control freak? Well, I think by definition, a control freak is somebody, and is a person who has a behavior that indicates this big, powerful need to control other people or the circumstances in everyday matters. So, no matter what, they always try to seek control over everyone. They always want to be in control. They always strive to be in control. They always want to have that sort of power. It's a power thing. It's a power trip. And when they don't get control, this is when people will do some very strange things. They get very distressed when someone goes opposite of what they want to do or what they prefer for things to be. And we're going to talk about some of those things. So, yes, today's topic is about the control freaks. Do you know a control freak? Hi, Maria. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Do you all know a control freak? Hmm. We're going to be talking about that. So I wanted to ask, if you know a person who is a control freak, what are some of the things that control freaks are afraid of? You know, and I believe 100% that there's something that they just cannot let happen. They fear criticism, they fear rejection or punishment, and that's why they are controlling. So rather than take a risk of delegating a task that will make them look bad, they take every task on themselves and they spread themselves very thin and they burn out. And when you are around a person who is a control freak, especially a control freak in a romantic relationship, there's certain things that you have to deal with. So I wanted to say this to everybody. You know, if you are around people and they're very controlling, you have to not think that you can change that person. And it doesn't matter who that person is in your life. We cannot tolerate a person who is controlling, demanding, manipulative, and all of those things because they have to have their own way. I'm doing okay, Maria. How are you doing? Here, thank you so much. If you all could please hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. So, the question that I want to ask, what do you think? Is it a good or a bad thing to be a control freak? Being a control freak and being in control isn't a bad thing. The truth is that out of control people are the ones that have to be given control, or they give control a bad name. Being in control of your mindset and your focus and your behaviors, that's a good thing. But when people try to control or tell other people what to do, what to think, who to be, this is when it is not a good thing. It's not a good thing to be around people who make demands on others. They want to tell other people how to live their life, what to do with their money. And we're going to talk about some of those things in today's podcast. So, the question is, when we talk about people who are control freaks, how do you outsmart a control freak? Hi, Uncle L. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Appreciate you being here. How are you doing? The question is, how do you outsmart a control freak? Well, it's very important to behave calmly and patiently with a control freak, even if you feel like screaming on the inside. Getting angry just doesn't work. It can also be helpful to give a person, um, some room, just separate yourself from them, clear yourself from them because they are tired, stressed out, and very unwell. Most of the people who have the control freak mentality, personality, they have some mental illness, they have some issues because they feel that they have the right. They have the right to control people. They have the right to tell other people what to do. They have the right to be demanding, and they always feel that they are right. Do you know some people like this who always feel like they're right about everything? They're always right. They're always right. Nobody can tell me what to do. I know what to do. They always feel like they have to be in charge, and the ones that are like this, most of the time, they don't know what they're doing. They don't even know how to handle their own business, yet they want to control other people. It's crazy. Good morning, Jennifer, and good morning to everybody who is in the chat. Yes. Yes, they try to control other people and tell them what to do, how to look, how to feel. And we know how we feel. We know what we want to do, but it's a thing for them. They always want to be in control. Hi, Jackie. Good morning. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. If everybody could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. So, do you know somebody who is a control freak? Well, here's how to tell if you're around somebody who's a control freak. And this is a very short list, but it's just some things that I was thinking about when you think about somebody who's a control freak. Number one, they refuse to accept blame. They refuse to accept blame. No one likes to admit that they made a mistake, but people who are controlling seem incapable of admitting their faults. Good morning, Miss Tamika. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday to you. I hope everyone is well. So that's one of the first things, they refuse to accept blame. So there's zero accountability when it comes to these type of individuals. They want to do whatever they want to do. They do wrong and they will never admit to anything. Sometimes these can be classified as very mentally unwell. It's individuals who have control problems. Most people who are like that grew up in a very volatile upbringing, very dysfunctional. Maybe they were abandoned or they had zero control as a child. So as they get older, they become very controlling of others because there was a time where they had zero control. So now for them, it's all about being in control. This is another sign of a person who's a control freak. They need to be the center of attention. No matter what is happening, what's going on around, they need to be the center of attention. Everybody has to see them, everybody has to be laughing at them or listening to them. They want to be the center and the focus of everyone's attention. And this is another one for a person who's a control freak. They're very unpredictable. You never know how they're going to be. I believe this is just my thoughts. This is not, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I feel that a lot of people who are control freaks have multiple personalities because you can't know how they're going to be. At one moment, you're talking to them, they're smiling, and then the next minute, they snap off at somebody. So you really don't know about these individuals. Their behaviors change rapidly based on whether they're in control or whether they're not. And that's a major thing, is the individuals who, when they're not in control, now they want to snap off. So do you know some individuals like this? And, let's talk about what kind of personality disorder a control freak could have. Because of the need of control, in some extreme cases, it stems from some deep psychological issues such as OCD, you know, compulsive personality disorder, or OCD. Or it could be they have anxiety disorders or personality disorders. Yes, I'm sure, Maria. Good morning, Lisa. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday. Hi, Sirius. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Shout out to everybody's in the chat. Please hit the like, everybody. Now, in talking about this subject of those individuals who are control freaks, which I'm sure everybody knows control freaks, let's get into talking about where you can encounter these control freaks. The first place I would say would be in the workplace. Do you know individuals in the workplace that want to have control over everybody, what they do, what they say, how they look? They're the first ones that will throw people under the bus. They usually are um, the moles. They run and tell, whatever somebody is doing. They're the first person to, tell. They're the tattletale of the boss. You know, they just they want everything to be a certain way, and they would rather be a snake than to be loyal to other people in the workplace. So that's a really it's very offensive. It's very off-putting. It's very annoying to have people around that always want to control you or tell you what to do like you are a little child. And we're not little kids. Somewhat serious, somewhat. That's why I'm not on camera today. But I didn't want to not have this discussion because I feel like this is a very important one. So, do you know some people in the workplace? Have you ever encountered some people in the workplace, whether it be management or supervisors or somebody who feels that they put themselves in a position, even though they have the same job as you, but they feel the need to tell you what to do every minute of the day, and they want to know what you're doing, and they want to know everybody's business. So that's a control freak. They want to control what other people do and say. They're usually a very nosy person, a very demanding person, and feels that things have to go exactly how they want it to go. Well, thank you so much, Sirius. I appreciate it. Yes. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button and share this out so others can get this message as well. So, in the workplace, there are usually the bosses watching you like you're a little kid. most of the time in management, if you have a control freak boss, they are a micromanager where they want every little thing you're doing. They want to tell you what to do every step of the way as if you were a toddler. We're adults. We don't need someone to tell us every little thing to do. And people like that who are micromanagers, control freaks, they really have some issues. They really have some problems. But of course, like I said, they will never admit that they have issues. Some people who are in the role of management do not deserve to have that role of management because they can't even control themselves. They don't even know how to handle their own business. They make that power of being in management go to their head. They let any little title that they possess to make it seem like they are better, they're smarter, and they know everything. They act like they're perfect and they do things right. And they're usually the one that just stay in the background and watch everybody do everything. They're usually pretty lazy. They want to control others and they don't want to do anything themselves. And that's not a good thing. So, we have to be very, pay attention to that, and we don't have to listen to them. No, it's the reason why many people they leave jobs. It's not because the job is bad. It's because you have management or other people there who make it miserable. It's intolerable. You cannot handle being around these individuals. It will like make you lose your mind dealing with them. So those are the control freaks on the job. Now, I'm going to get into one that most people encounter when we are talking about control freaks, and that is our family, your quote unquote, your relatives. How many of us have controlling relatives? It could be your parents, it could be a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a sibling. It may even be your child because sometimes children feel that they are your parent. They want to tell you what you should do, like you know nothing. So there's control freaks in all aspects of the family. And most of the time, they want to know your business. They feel entitled to know. They feel entitled to tell you how to run your household, who you should be in a relationship with, how you should spend your money. It just goes crazy. And people like absolutely lose their mind when it comes to being a controlling person. Hi, Heather. How are you doing? Welcome. My boss is off this week. This woman asked me to watch the team and immediately is like how I do it. Can't please the man no matter what. She's a lady, but she's the man. Yeah. I understand, Heather. It's crazy how some people just want to have control and power over us and we just can't let them. And getting back to talking about our family, the family, it's a love hate relationship sometimes. While you may love your relatives, at the same time some of them are very toxic, immature, controlling, and demanding. And no matter how much you do for them, they want more. And you do this, they want more. They want more. They want to control your life. They want to control your money. They want to control who you're in a relationship and where you live and what kind of job you have. It just gets to be too much. And, I know that when it comes to our family members and we love them and everything, but we have to set boundaries with our family. You have to tell your family how you feel. You cannot let them control everything, especially when it comes to parents. Sometimes parents forget that you are an adult now. And of course, with respect, you tell your parents, like, I really appreciate your advice and everything, but, I'm an adult now. I can make good decisions. And I do appreciate what you're trying to say, but you have to let people know how you feel. You have to set boundaries with your relatives, because if you don't, they will never stop. They will never, ever, ever stop if we don't stop them. And one bad thing to do about a family member who is a control freak is never start giving them money, because if you give them money once, they're going to want money every single time, and then it's going to increase in frequency. First it was like once a week, and then it gets to be like now they want groceries, they want gas money, they want help with this bill, they need help with their daycare, and it usually falls on a few people, usually the person who's responsible with a good job or good credit. So they're going to try to use you and make demands of you for you to do whatever it is that they want you to do. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, okay? It's your money. You work hard for it. It's your, immediate family. Don't let your relatives tell you how to raise your kids. Don't let your relatives tell you about your home and how you should keep a home and the food that you eat. When it comes to our relatives, while we love them, sometimes they do too much. Okay? They're doing too much. What they call doing the most. And while you love them and everything, you have to also love yourself. You have to respect yourself and respect your boundaries. Know what you want to do. Know what you're about. So, don't let your family control you. Do not do it. It was really hard for me to open up my mouth and to say to my relatives, to my siblings, to my parents, to my cousins, I love you all, but this is my life. And I know what I want to do with my life. I know what I want to do with my money. I know where I want to live. I know what I want to do. And you don't have the right to tell me how to live my life. And yeah, sometimes relatives will get mad when you put them in their place like that, because they feel because your your blood relatives that they know what's best for you, and it gets to be too much. So you have to know when enough is enough for you, and you have to put boundaries out there, not only for yourself, but also if you have children, so that you protect yourself. Because sometimes older family members can be very demanding of your children and other people, or they feel entitled. They want to know your business and you don't want to tell them, or whatever the case may be. Some people who are control freaks, well, I shouldn't say some, most people who are control freaks are very rude, very demanding, and very entitled to feel that they can talk to you any way that they want to and feel that you have to take it. You have to take it. You have to do what I say. You have to do what I want. And when you don't do what they want, they go absolutely nuts on you. You don't have to take it, chat family. You don't have to take it. You don't have to be controlled by these people who are control freaks. It's because they don't have control over themselves. They don't know themselves. They don't love themselves. And many people who are control freaks have never been told no. And I don't know about you all, but I have people like that in my relatives, because they've always got their way and they're not used to people telling them no. So they're used to having control over all the time, and it's not good. Even when you start people off in a bad way, doing so much for them, I call it enable to disable. You enable them with such poor behaviors and you don't check them when they do the wrong thing, that you've got so used to putting up with their negative, bad, controlling, very toxic behavior, that you don't know how to scroll that back. You don't know how to, pull back from them, from what they're doing. Everybody just starts saying things like, that's how they are, like that's okay. It's not okay. To allow your relatives to be demanding and abusive, manipulative, lying, and all of those things, because Those are usually the traits of a very controlling person. They'll do whatever it takes to get their way. And you shouldn't let people, because they are your family, quote unquote, just because they're your relative, that they have the right to talk to you, to treat you any way they want to, and it's zero consequences. You have to, put your relatives in their place. You have to let them know that just because you're my relative, it doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. you know their bad behavior, it comes with consequences. Just like you can do what you want to, yeah, you can, but also I have the right to not deal with you. I have the right to block you from my phone. I have the right to not help you or do anything for you. I have the right to not give you my money. That's why it's called my money and not yours. I'm just saying, you have to tell people how you feel. And we have to stop spoiling our relatives, and not talking about how we feel when they hurt us, when they're making demands, when they're being controlling and manipulative, and not acting as a mature adult and acting like a toddler. Because sometimes within our relatives, we have people that they may be full grown adults, but they are acting like they're 2 years old. We don't have to put up with it. Okay. Let's talk about another form of control freaks: social media control freaks. And don't we know many, right? They're on their platform, and they're doing whatever they're doing, but when you do what you're doing, they want to tell you how, oh, you should be doing this, like what you should upload, what you should talk about, and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. Everybody who has a social media platform is free to do what they want on their platform. No, that's why it's called your social media platform. And a lot of people, they want to control what you do, you know, what you do, what you say, who you're around. They want to control who your friends, quote unquote, friends with here. It's crazy how um, social media can be. And don't even get me started with the trolls. The trolls come out, and you know they need a lot of help. People on social media, they need a lot of help. There's a lot of people on social media that do not need to have a platform because they're not well mentally. They're not well, you know they want to control other people. And I've seen the ones that are very controlling on their social media networks, and they don't have it all together. They want to tell you how to run your channel or run your whatever, and they don't have it together. Like, really? That's weird to me. Very, very weird. Yes. And so don't let these people on social media, you know your life. You know what you want to do, you know what you like. Don't let these people aggravate you in your real time. This is social media. You come on here, you do what you want to do on social media, and then you go back to your real life with your family, your spouse or significant other, your friends. These people don't know us on social media. They don't know you. They don't know about your life. They don't know what you're dealing with, and they don't know what you're going through. I had to scale back myself and not let people on social media, by their comments, by their support or their lack of support, you know, affect my mental health, affect how I feel about myself, affect my confidence, affect what I am doing in real time. Do not let people on social media control you. They don't know you. They're not paying no bills in your house. Don't let other people tell you how you should dress and look and talk. And no, get your control back from controlling people. You know what you want to do. You know your schedule. You know what you can afford. You know what you like. You know what you want to talk about. Do not let other people take control over your platform. Okay? Don't let them. You have to know what you want to do. And it happens all the time on social media. It happens all the time. The things that I've seen since I've been on social media since 2007, it's just tragic. You know, there's a lot of people who are already not well, and then they get a social media platform, and then you have to deal with all sorts of personalities. You have to understand when you're on social media, you have to be strong mentally. You have to be strong. You can't let people get to you. These people don't know you. They don't know what you're dealing with. They don't know your life, and you don't have to tell them. And you don't have to explain to them. They're not paying your bills. They don't know about your life. They don't know what's going on with you, and you don't have to tell them. You know, keep your own business. You know, if more people would learn to mind their own business, and if other people would just learn that if you don't like something that somebody is uploading, if you don't like the video, if you don't like the live, if you don't like the content creator, then move along. I will never understand the ones that come back to people's videos, they come back to people's live streams, and you don't like the content. There's millions of creators that you can follow. And I always say I appreciate the ones that support me because you don't have to be here. There's many other people that you can go to. And I'm not a person that will control, like people will control. You haven't been on watching my videos. You haven't been to my live stream. You haven't done this and haven't done that. It's a privilege to have people that want to support you. It's a privilege for people to be your moderators. It's a privilege for people to spend time out of their busy schedule to come to your lives and watch your content. We can't demand that from other people. And I've heard people demand people. Now, you need to be on my videos more. I don't see, I come to your stuff and you don't come to mine. That's controlling. You can't control what people do. You don't know what people have going on. Something as simple, you don't even know if that person had a phone. Maybe that person couldn't even afford to pay their phone bill. Or maybe they didn't have Wi Fi in the area. Or that person could be going through some health problems. They could be a very sick person physically. So, be careful what you do here on social media. Be careful how you talk to other people because you never know what other people are going through. Some people are on the brink of they're having very unwell thoughts mentally. Some people really feel like unaliving themselves because of something that somebody says to them on social media. I always say I don't want to be responsible for that. I don't get myself wrapped up in negativity. I don't get myself wrapped up in, whatever other people are doing. I try my best to stay in my own lane. I try my best to mind my own business and to take care of myself and always put out something that is going to bring about some learning, some progression, some healing, something positive, but always something to help a person to elevate and to feel good, to be able to release some pain from their heart, to be able to come together in agreement, for other people to know that, you're not the only one that feels like this. We're not the only ones. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Metro. Thank you so much. I think that that's something very important. And, as content creators, a lot of people need to learn to say thank you. Thank you to their moderators. Thank you to their subscribers, you know, because they don't have to be here. They don't have to support you. Okay. And I always try my best to show appreciation and gratitude to anybody who supports me. And a lot of people who are controlling people, they don't know how to to say thank you. Say thank you. Don't make demands. Don't tell people what to do and when to support you. When a person wants to come by, they will. You just keep putting out good content. You just keep being yourself, and the right people will support you, and the wrong people won't. If a person doesn't want to support you, you saying and screaming and acting like a toddler and having a temper tantrum is not going to change their mind. You'll just convince them of, okay, I was right on point when I made a decision to stay away from you. So we can't be controlling of other people on social media. And I see it all the time. Yes, control freaks. They're terrible. All they want to do is control lives and creators' channel. But it's always important that we are the captain of our own life and channel. Yes. A lot of people need to learn that. If you have people who come to your channels, your lives, and your videos, tell them thank you. Even something as simple, if somebody leaves a comment on your channel, at least heart the comment. Say thank you for your comment. I appreciate your support. Simple things. But people who are controlling, a lot of people don't know about social media etiquette. And I think I'm going to do that on another live stream. I'm going to talk about social media etiquette. Yes, Metro. The more we take care of ourselves, the more humble we are. And the better our mind is. We have to mind our own business and to not worry about what other people are doing and not compare to others. Yes. We have to be grateful for what we have. Be grateful for what we are. But individuals who are control freaks, they have no gratitude. All they ever do is think about themselves. They never care if a person is tired, doesn't feel good, or going through something because it's all about them. Yes, Metro. Something as simple as saying please and thank you. I try to remind myself, even on social media, even though you're not seeing people, you can still say please. You can say thank you. And if you do something offensive, or maybe you promise to do something and it doesn't fall through and it falls through, you can apologize. Say, I'm sorry, but whatever. I'm not going to be able to do the live stream or the video. Be respectful of other people. Be respectful of other people's time because they don't have to support you. Okay? Yeah, be kind, be kind to other people. And this is the last point, which I think is a major part of people who are control freaks, is people in romantic relationships, whether it's your spouse, significant other, it's your boyfriend, it's your girlfriend, it's whoever. Control freaks. Do you know people who are like that are very controlling? And for me, when I find a person's controlling, they're usually always jealous. They're jealous of your time, they're jealous of how you look, they're jealous of where you go, who you talk to, the money you make, the things that you do with your life. And I'll tell you something, that if you're in a relationship with somebody and they want to control every aspect of your life, you will never be happy. You will never ever be happy when you're around a controlling person in a romantic relationship, because you'll never be able to have peace. A person who is you're in a relationship with them and they're a control freak, they have a lot of issues. They have not come to a space where they love themselves. Because if you love yourself, you allow that person their freedom. You'll trust that person unless they've given you a reason to not trust them. And in that case, if you can't trust somebody, you don't need to be with them. Release them and find somebody that you can trust. But like I said, People who are control freaks usually are very unwell mentally. There's some issues there cognitively. There is. They're not the elevator doesn't go to the top floor. They're missing a few marbles. And I'm not saying that to be funny or anything, but there's a lot of people who are not well mentally and they need to be on some medicine. They need to be under the care of a psychiatrist. You know, some people really need some therapy to help them so that they can be okay first before they even think about being in a relationship. It really, really, yes. Yeah, negative comments are always removed. Yes, Tamika. And it's crazy. Yes, some people do act so immature, acting like little kids in this world, and that this world doesn't revolve around them because everyone is important. We have to be responsible for our own actions, and especially when it comes to in a romantic relationship. You know, I've heard people, they blame their partner for what they do. They get upset if their partner tells them, you have an attitude problem, or you're a jealous person, or you're controlling, you're manipulative, you're a liar. You don't have to stick around those people, because I hate to say it, but sometimes the individuals who are like this and they have a very controlling and jealous nature, it escalates to a DV situation. And I would never want anybody to get into a relationship where somebody is putting their hands on you. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. If you find that a person is always jealous, very demanding, really impacts your mental health, like makes you like completely want to lose your mind because they're always texting and calling. You can't get a moment to yourself. They always have to know where you are and what you're doing, and they like to argue with you. It's not good for us. That's not a healthy relationship. And a lot of people don't understand that it's better if you are by yourself than to be in a relationship with somebody who's going to make you feel unwell, that will disrupt your mental health, that you have no peace. The point of being in a romantic relationship is to have somebody to share your thoughts and your hopes and your dreams with. You can go through life together. You're supposed to be encouraging one another, being supportive. But most of the time when you are in a romantic relationship and somebody is not balanced mentally, it's only about them. They only want you to assist them and support them and do things for them, and they will never support and assist you, because of course they're a control freak. It's all about them. So to anybody, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're never supportive of you, they never ask you, how they can help you and support you, they never, do some kind deeds for you, if it's always one-sided, that's not a relationship. That's not a relationship, and that's not healthy. You need to get away from those people. You need to get away. That's the only solution. The only solution is to get away from individuals who are like that, because it never will go right. Never. It will never, ever, ever go right. So, you know, it's all of those things. So, you know, I just wanted to have this conversation and to talk about, the control freaks. And don't take it lightly, everybody. Please don't take it lightly. It's not something to take lightly, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in our family, whether it's on social media, whether it's your romantic partner, whoever it is. Anybody who feels the right to be controlling, demanding, nasty to you, tell you what to do with your life. Nobody has the right to control you and to tell you what to do with your life. It's your life. Take your power back And that's what a control freak doesn't want. They don't want anybody to have control over their life. They want power and control over you. But you have to be strong in your resolve and to know who you are and what you deserve. Okay? Yes. Control freaks can't be trusted if they can't be mature, especially with all the red flags that's going on. Yep. I mean, we have to pay attention to the red flags in all relationships. And I forgot, I left out friendships because that's a major place where there can be control freaks. Yeah, have you ever had a friend, quote unquote, that is controlling? They don't want you to have other friends. They don't want you to go anywhere without them. They're very jealous of everything you do. They're not supportive of you. They only want to be around you for some sort of benefit, either your status or trying to be a part of your family or whatever the case may be. But truly pay attention to individuals who are quote unquote friends and they are no friend to you. I had to learn that not everybody that says that they are your friend actually are. Some people just state that I'm your friend, but they are no friend to you. They're just demanding. That's all. Just demanding. Yep. So whether it's your family, whether it's your friend, whether it's a spouse, significant other, whether it's the workplace, nobody has the right to control you. You have to stand up for yourself. I know that for some it's harder and others it's easier, but don't let individuals have power and control over you. Don't let these people make demands and tell you how you should think and feel and be and what to do with your money and who to be around. And even they feel like they have the right to know your business. Nobody has that right. You know, you tell people who and what you want to tell people, and especially to all my content creators and those who even support content creators, content creator or not content creator. Don't let social media make you unwell. Following people who are not well, it will affect you as well. Don't let and don't feel like you have to give people, don't feel like you have to give people your time and your energy and your money, and you don't. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, because there's a lot of people on social media that are bullies. Okay. There's a lot of bullies here, and they hide behind avatars and they say that they're one thing and they're not. There's a lot of people who hide who they really are. You really don't know who they are because they don't know themselves, you know, because they're not well mentally. So they get on this app and they bully other people. They make fun of other people. They dox other people. There's a lot of things, and when you see those things, you just move in the other direction. That's all. Just move in the other direction. You don't have to support them. And you definitely don't have to tell other people your business. So I think that's about all I have from here. I want to say to everybody who is here, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for supporting this channel. When I started this channel just about a year ago, I really didn't know the direction of where I wanted this channel to go and what I wanted to talk about, but I do see, the direction of where I'm going on this channel. I love doing podcasts over here about real talk and real conversations, and I hope you guys enjoy the content as well. Um, I have just about 800 out watch time hours. I'm trying my best to put out more lives. I wish I could put more videos out, but as a content creator of multiple channels, this is basically a channel of live streams and interviews. So I hope to be bringing you some more interviews coming up soon. um, um, for some very could be some trigger topics, but we have the real talk over here, and I have something that I want to talk to you all about coming up in the next week or two. We're going to be doing a really important interview. Okay. So I thank every single one of you for tuning in. Thank you all so much for supporting me and supporting this channel. Thank you to all my moderators and those who keep encouraging me to keep on going, chugging along on this channel. Thank you for everyone who, plays my playlist and does what they don't have to do, because you all don't have to do anything for me. I know you all are busy and you have your own lives. So, thank you. And to everybody who's watching in the replay, in the background, uh, don't let people control you. Don't let people tell you what to do, how to feel, and don't stick around places where you don't feel supported or you don't feel elevated. If you feel like somebody's taking away your power, if you feel like somebody is making you feel bad about yourself, then exit, then exit. We deserve way better than that. Yes, thank you so much, Miss Jackie. Thank you, Metro and Tamika and Uncle L. Thank you to everybody who came through and supported this stream today. Yes, for those with mental illness, we can only pray for them, and hopefully they can change their ways. And we have to do a little more than pray for them. They have to, if a person has mental illness, they need to be under the care of a doctor, getting some medication. Some things is we need more than prayer. We need more than hoping for them. They have to move in the direction to get well. We can't do certain things for people. They have to do the right thing. They have to first admit that they need some help and see a doctor and take their medicine. We want everybody to be okay, but individuals have to want to be well. So I appreciate everybody who came through and supported this live stream. Yes, everyone have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your support. And you have tuned into the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If it's your first time here, hit the like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, share this on your community tab, and most definitely subscribe if you have not already. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will definitely see you all back on the next Marlene Saunders Show. Everybody have a great rest of your day.